Hey guys, Krista Janelle here, and I want to show you guys how I made my Bowsette wig. Now this video is extremely sped up because it ended up being 35 minutes long, and that was just too long. So do bear with me as I'm kind of speeding through this. But I first started with foam pieces. I cut the foam pieces to like how her front part of her bangs are. I knew that it would just be easier since this is my first time wig styling than me trying to like tease it out and, do that type of style. So I cut foam pieces, and then this is just me crimping the wig to kind of get it a little fuller. Wanted to make sure that those foam pieces were completely covered. So I did crimp the entire bang area. And then I honestly did not bother with the helmet wig stuff. I just cut a little section, like cut some of the wefts off from the front and glued the foam directly to the pieces, which actually it feels funny. It does feel funny, which I assume a helmet wig feels funny regardless. But it's really not that bad, and I think I would prefer it other than, a helmet style wig. I wear wigs pretty much every single look. So I'm very used to wearing wigs. I can't imagine a hard wig, I'm sure eventually I'm going to have to do it, but I haven't yet. So this is just me gluing the foam pieces down into the where the bang would be, and make sure you put plastic underneath it or you'll ruin the new wig head like I did. Um, and there is just me trying to like cut the wefts out to make sure that there is room in the bang, and then just hot gluing it in. And then I'm just going to go in and honestly cover it with the hair, and with the leftover wefts is kind of how I filled it in, but you guys will see that in a second. As you can see, that's just me trying to glue it onto the front part, and it honestly worked really well. I messed up and glued it to the thingy, but it's fine. No worries. And yes, now we're gonna start, I think, gluing it down and combing everything over. So I used like a small layer of hot glue. This is gonna be Princess Peach, Bowsette, like this is that wig now because there's no going back. Um, but luckily I did just have a random blonde wig that I could actually use for this. And I'm just combing over, trying to get it to look as, natural as possible, while still like gluing it down. I used some contact cement glue, I believe, as well as hot glue to kind of just fold it all over. Honestly, this is probably the most successful I've had so far. I feel like my Missouri wig was successful and I really liked it, but like I feel like the braids needed to be way thicker for Missouri. So I feel like this is like the closest I have. Um, and honestly, I do need to fix it back up before I use it for DerbyCon. But for what I had, it was, fine for the shoot that I did. And as you can see, this took some time. And honestly, I definitely did the cutting part wrong because the her first bang, the little tip, was just coming out very, very harsh. And then I ended up accidentally cutting it too blunt. And I don't know if I can fix that. But we will see, because I do have to revamp most of my wigs for Comic-Con and DerbyCon coming up. Fingers crossed that everything works out. But yes, this is just me trying to cover every area so that you do not see the foam anymore. That was like creating little wefts with the hot glue and then like combing it over, not gluing it all the way down so that it doesn't look super hard. I think I did a good job for my first time ever using foam on a wig, of course. I do think it came out pretty well. I will say those edges, like the end parts, are like the hardest for me right now, but I'm sure with time I will, become more successful at it. But this, again, I'm just trying to fold everything over and kind of smush it to where it's supposed to be styled. I was trying to do this all in one shot just because I knew that this contact cement was going to definitely dry. Like with rubber, I'm not rubber cement. With hot glue, sometimes you can peel it off, but with like real glue, you can't. That's honestly why I prefer to use hot glue for anything. I always feel like if I mess it up, I can like try to pull it off or apply more heat to get it to like, change its course. But when I use real glue, you don't have that flexibility, and I get really, really nervous, which is probably why I always use hot glue. But one thing that I definitely did realize that I needed some coming out kind of from the top part, which was going to be covered with the crown anyways. So like it didn't matter that it didn't look supernatural up there because you will never see it. But I wanted to make sure that the foam was fully covered, especially that main front bang, and it kind of looked fluid. I do wish that I hadn't messed up the tip of the bang, but maybe I can figure out how to fix that. Maybe by adding like maybe some extra wefts to make it look a little bit more natural. Because unfortunately, I got frustrated at how like triangular it looked, and then I just like chopped it off while it was on my head, and then kind of messed it up. But it did look fine in pictures. It's just in person, I feel like it's a problem. But honestly, like looking at this overhead view, like I feel like it looked so good. Like I low key wish that there wasn't a crown on my head because I feel like that part looks so successful. And then this stupid bang that's in your face is like, ugh. But there you can see me just trying to do it. And as you can see, the bang is super pointy and like just too long, but I tried to cut it to my face once I put it on. Um, and this is me trying to, what is it called? Crimping it so that it looks fuller. And then after crimping it, I just styled it as closely to Bowsette's look, which included like two little side bangs. I tried to do curls and they didn't work out. It kind of looks messy, but oh, and there is where you can see I messed up and I just straight up cut the little triangle part off of her bang, and it ended up being too blunt of a cut. And I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. But overall, I think it's okay just because Bowsette has horns and a crown, so I don't think it's super noticeable. I do think when I try to do Princess Peach, I'm going to have to go in and try to really fix it up. But for Halloween, I think that this is really good, and I would love to know what you guys think as well. Like, should I keep doing wigs in this style, or should I stay more with my natural look? Like, I haven't decided yet what I prefer. Definitely for braids, I like wrapping them in tulle so that they stay nice. But like adding the foam was fun, but also really difficult. So what do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts. But overall, I think this is a really successful cosplay, and I love how I did my little tail, and I cannot wait to wear it for Halloween this year.